and good Monday morning to you, my unrelenting, frumiest bandersnatches of lemon meringue, crudité joy, coffee cheers to you. It is I, Hallie, with today's weekly reading book review, episode 4 of July. It is definitely not cool enough to be wearing my new Nerd HQ hoodie, but it made me happy, and it's so soft, and I wanted to wear it once before fall, so I will be changing shortly, but it's so cozy. Anyway, coffee cheers to you. I only read 2 books this week. As I mentioned on one of my posts, I got obsessed with making friendship bracelets. This is not the full collection, but I watched some library DVDs while I did that instead of reading, and that was fine. So I finished 2 books. The first one, this is Ashley Poston's A Novel Love Story, her brand new adult rom-com. I got to meet her at Judson when she was on tour. Wait for it. Ta-da! See, she wrote my name and everything. So thank you, Ashley. I loved this. I know people have different opinions about the ending, but that's what makes great books, is that we're so invested in the characters that we want to discuss what we think should have, might have, could have happened. And I'm sure Ashley went through more than one version also. So because the book you read is not the author's first draft. So in alternate universes, you get the ending you desired. I got the ending I wanted. I'm good. Love this cover. It was funny. It was very meta as far as romance readers go. Our heroine goes on a reading retreat and the rest of her book club can't make their annual event, and she pulls off the road because the rain is so bad, and she ends up in the small town that is the setting for her favorite romance series, but the author died before she got to finish writing the series, and so all these characters are like caught in a loop and nothing's changing until she arrives. So also there's a handsome bookstore owner and whatever. So yes, there are a couple spicy scenes, spicy by my meter, so beware of that, and a couple of cusses, but thoroughly enjoyed Ashley Poston, A Novel Love Story. I loved it, and I like that we all get to have opinions about books. The other one I read, this is middle grade Ryan Graudin's The Girl Who Kept the Castle. Loved it. So it took me a little bit to get invested, but by the end I was so in, and there's gonna be a sequel. So the adventure's not over. It's a satisfying conclusion and setup for a whole new scenario, and the new book will be totally different. So this is worth the read, even as a standalone, as we eagerly anticipate number 2, but it does end on a to be continued. So again, Girl Who Kept the Castle, stunning art, cover art drew me to it because, you know, purple and pink, duh. Very much clearly references, she acknowledges it in her acknowledgments, both Tolkien, Diana Wynne Jones, and Studio Ghibli films from Hayao Miyazaki. So yes, she has cat ears and a cat tail because reasons, and it was so good. There's a competition, there's a dead wizard, whatever. So it kind of felt like the middle grade version of Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis that I totally loved and we reviewed earlier a couple months ago. Anyway, thoroughly enjoyed that. Definitely inspired illustrations I don't have time to make right now, but perhaps in the near future, near rabid bunny ears, near future, we'll get to do that. But loved that one. Girl Who Got the Castle, middle grade, and you know, it'll keep you your kids entertained for a while. It's a big one, close to 300 pages, maybe. Yeah, 324. So worth the price of admission. And then currently reading, the other only one I'm currently reading, not that far, because brain space, weird. This weekend, this is The Guest Cat by Takashi Hiraide, another Japanese in translation. It's over 20 years old, but enjoying that one. I love, because I'm a nerd, the layout of the book, those really wide margins and how every new chapter starts on the right-hand side. I don't know why, it's making me happy. Also just the nice little compact format of this book. It is thin. It's also very philosophical. So far, mostly we've only talked about the architecture of this house that this couple lives in, and obviously the guest cat who occasionally roams in, and a little bit about Machiavelli. And that's all I know. I am on page 37 and trying to figure out the architecture of their house. I don't know if it's important, but that's why books are fun, because sometimes there's just no plot, and that's totally okay by me. So also love that Asian ink art on the cover. Okay, might read next. I did not re-pick up Continental Drifter last week. I'd started it it just sat on my shelf over there. So hope to finish that. Today later, after I take off the sweatshirt, I will be filming my picture book deep dive. It'll be posted both to my Substack paid subscribers and the Crayon Box, which is the halthegal Patreon. This is Itty Bitty Betty Blob by Constance Lombardo, who lives just up the road from me in Asheville, and illustrated by Michael Player. Every month I examine a picture book as to why the illustrations and the text work so well together and made me happy, and things I can learn from them as a children's book illustrator. And might read next. It was one of my July book of the month picks, so I should probably read it before the end of the month. This is Husbands and Lovers by Beatriz Williams. Here's the tiny blurb that got me to pick it up. I've read one other Beatriz book and it was great. Anyway, two women separated by decades and continents, but united by an exotic family heirloom, intrigue, reclaim secrets and lost love in the stunning novel from the best-selling author of The Summer Wives. I'm intrigued, so that's adult fiction. Looking forward to that. And later today, also, after I changed, this company sent me a book box for funsies for me to unbox for you. Also, they have the best logo ever, and we'll talk about that in an upcoming video. So I'm gonna get some coffee, more coffee, and breakfast. And while I do that, let me know what stories you've been reading, loving, enjoying, and we will chat more books and art soon. I am bound for the studio for the rest of the day. Gonna be a great day. Hope yours is too. Bye.